we have the Praxic Blade in Destiny 2. This is the lightsaber for the Renegades expansion. This is their bread and butter exotic. Lots of upgrades to go through, so we're going to pretty much show everything on how to earn all of the upgrades and go through all of that. All the mods here, the cores, the catalyst, all of that. Everything should be timestamped, so you can skip ahead to where you need to go and where you need to be and what you're looking for specifically. Everything that's related to the dungeon will be at the end of the video, as it'd be a bit complicated to show all the forms and then just going back and forth with the dungeon, so it's a bit more confusing with that. Okay, so first things first, this is also, if you're a title person, if you go to your triumphs, go to renegade title, this is also a triumph. Now, of course, you can skip two triumphs to earn the title, but this one, if you're watching this video, you can pretty much get this done, but it's one of the harder ones to get, that is for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the basics. The very, very first thing is how to earn it. Well, I'm not going to show the full run-through of the exotic mission. That will be shown for the catalyst, so if you want to know how to get it, then you can watch the that part of the video. But the basics is that when you're playing the campaign, it is the 4th mission. In the campaign missions, you'll be doing the easy version of fire and ice. It's not that hard. They nerfed it already, made it very easy. They added waypoints, so it's more just like a simple mission and all that stuff. So after out in the code, you get some like do some lawless frontier job, and then you got fire and ice after that. All right. So I'll take the Praxic Blade and all that good stuff. Once you finish the campaign, we're gonna talk about the forms here. You'll get a exotic mission called the Praxic Path. So after the campaign, you're gonna talk to the NPC at the bar, and you'll get the Praxic Path. This is the first step. You go ahead and talk to Anor, and you're just gonna do whatever the steps tell you to do. I don't remember all the steps, but doing the Praxic Path, very important. It lets you get the defense form, which is very good, and then once you finish the full quest line, you'll be able to equip the mods. So there's like, you can get the catalyst early if you want to, but you won't be able to equip anything else, like any of the cores, any of the mods, until you actually finish the full quest line. If you finish that killing quest, you'll meditate at Darcis, and you have to go ahead and purchase the mod in this little hut over there. As long as you track it in your quest, that's very important, as always with any quest in Destiny 2. If there is a waypoint, track it in your quest tab, and you'll be able to see your progress. When you press open, you hold your ghost out, or it'll show on the map a waypoint where you need to go. And then you just gotta buy it here, which is cost 500 credits, which you earn credits by just doing anything. And there you go. That is defensive form, as I said earlier. Then you go and equip it just so that you can get the quest done. Look at it in the second one. Balance form is free. Then the next step is to go ahead and do the fire and ice mission again with targets defeated. Now, this one where you could, do the catalyst as well, but I don't know if that's really it. Depending on you can do all the catalyst in one run, which we'll show, but you do have to do fire and ice again for this exotic quest on normal difficulty or whatever. There's a mission, and you go talk to Anor again, and that should be the last step, and that should let you unlock and do other stuff with the Praxic Blade. And that should be it when you talk to her, and then that is for the and also use the other crystal, which is important, I guess, the color you didn't get when you first picked up the blade. So those are the two forms. Bounces for free, and then defense form. Defensive form we'll talk about in the dungeon, so we'll wait for that. Then we have these blade focuses here. So we have these very important ones. We have the crystal strength 3, we have grip 3, and then we have forceful blade 3. So these ones are from the vendors. So basically, in the vendor areas, or the syndicates, I guess, the 3 syndicates. Each syndicate has their own weapon mod. If you have to get to at least reputation 5, which is like the max rep, and unlocking everything for that syndicate, then you can get up until 3. So you start off 0, right? But then you can slowly buy the weapon mod at an increasing price over here. So usually next to the guns, you should see a box over here for each mod, and each syndicate has one. As long as you get rep for the syndicate to level 5, then you can buy up until 3. You can buy it over time, but it doesn't make a big difference. As long as you get to reputation 5, you get all the mods for those blade focuses, basically. And the main thing with rep is mostly this. So for gaining rep or vendors, you have to basically get a bunch of dark matter ingots, which if you have 10 of those, it gives you 100 rep each time you redeem it. Sorry, I just ranked up right there. Another thing is focusing on doing high priority contracts. So you go to your portal, head over to Renegades, and you'll see on the left here your high priority contract, and then doing every contract you can do, that you want to do. And then also invading, because invading is very easy to do, nothing crazy. These are 20 ingots, which is 200 rep, and then these are random each time. So we get 4 here, another 4 here is 8, another 800. That's just almost 100 rep right there. And then doing a priority contract gives you like about a good amount of rep as well. So you keep swapping every day, because as long as you finish the high priority contract for one of the syndicates in that day, if you swap to another syndicate, then you get 50% bonus in rep. And so you have to keep making sure you do the high priority contracts and then swap on the next day when you can, and then that gives you a bonus for that. Okay, so that's very, very important, right? That's pretty much it for rep. I mean, so just focus on doing the contracts and then doing the priority contracts, and then getting your dark matter ingots. That is pretty much the gist of it, I would say, when it comes to earning rep. And then it just takes a bit of time, but I mean, you've had the game a lot, you get a lot of rewards. It's not that bad. All right, so that is that for those 3. So as long as you get max rep, you're good to go. Then we have blade ammo. So blade ammo, it is based off the massive shipment that you can get weekly. So the massive weekly shipment, and this is for a vendor. This is for maxing out one vendor. So if you were to see over here weekly shipments, if you do a priority contract for the same vendor 3 times, so 3 days in total. So you have to do, let's say the Cabal one 3 times. So you do like Monday, or not Monday, you do like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day. Then every time you do a high priority contract, you get progress until you get to the massive shipment. And what that happens is that once the weekly reset comes around, so on Tuesday, when it goes to weekly reset, you head up to where Spider is over here, and you'll see that depending on what vendor you got a massive shipment for, once you claim the shipment for here, you will get the blade ammo to drop. So here is the footage for that. You can see here, you claim the massive shipment, which will tell you if you have 3 or more. So I got this here. You can see that I'm claiming on the right side blade ammo. So we got the blade focus there for claiming that. And the last one, I think the last one is for the dungeon. So we'll go over that when we do the dungeon. And then we have the cores. These are huge, as it gives your Praxic Blade the verbs, which we'll show in the video, or a little bit of a showcase for these ones. But there's 3. And we can get the Impact Core, the Refraction Core, and the Gyro Core will be for the dungeon part of the video, so we'll go that later. So Impact Core, very important, very, very useful one to have for some builds, especially with the artifact mod for this expansion, which will be along for a while. But every Friday to Monday reset, not during Monday. So from Friday reset, at the start of Friday reset to the start of Monday reset, not during Monday until Tuesday. Over here with this Corsair, basically, there will be a Corsair on Friday that will be selling the Impact mod over here for, I think it's 4,000 credits. So you have a couple, if you don't have the credits, of course, you can find credits by talking to NPCs. There's credits on the floor. We've got 500 right there. We got 500 for talking to her. So you'll be able to buy the Impact mod over here. I don't have a video for this because I didn't record it, but I don't think I did. Did I? Maybe I did. I don't think I do have that. But other than that, that is like the Impact Core. So from Friday reset to Monday reset, you can go ahead, head to the Tharsis Cantina, and you'll be able to go ahead and grab that. The next one we're going over is the Refraction Core. This one was pretty much the first one everybody got. You have to go ahead and donate your 100 credits, your hard-earned credits, with the hobo or the homeless fallen NPC. I'll show you guys the spawn location. So they can spawn over here. So any of these distinct trash piles over here is where they can spawn. So we have one behind spawn here. We have this other guy that is also at it right now, which is spawned right here. It rotates daily, so it could be in that spot today, it could be in that spot tomorrow. Who knows, depending on when you're watching. There's just the locations for them. And then we have one more spot over here. There's a third spot, it could be. And then we have a spot up here. Right here, next to the passcode door. And then the last spot is going to be above the cantina. So if you head over to the cantina, on the top of the roof here, you'll be able to see that we have a spot for the homeless. I don't know, the fallen Greg. I don't know what the name they gave this guy already. I don't remember what it was, but you'll find him. Could be right over here somewhere. I don't remember. Where's the pile? That's, is this the pile? I think it is. It looks a bit different, but I think it could be here. Something like that. All right, so those are the 5 spots it could spawn in. And so what you do is just you gotta spend your credit sync, and it's a random chance. Every time you give it 100 credits, you have a chance to get the Refraction Core. You could spend like 300 credits and you'll get it, or you can spend like 15k and not get it. Okay, so you gotta keep trying to get it. And look, there we go. That person just got it right now in the bottom left there. So there you go. You can get it or not get it. You'll get some credits back maybe, or you might get some junk, as that's the point of this NPC. Back in the day, it did have a bug where it gave like 30 boots with illegal stats, but that has been fixed, so your postmaster will not get nuked with a bunch of junk in it. Now you can see that I am getting nothing, absolutely nothing. There we go, we got a nice egg, I guess. Anyways, I don't want to spend too much time here, but you get the point. Get lucky, get the drop, and then you're good to go. Let's see, boom. Anyways, so here's a little bit of footage for that. Here's an example of getting it. I spent 200 credits and it dropped, so very cool, pretty much. Now then, we got the catalysts. We have the first 3 is in the fire and ice mission on, well, the echoing blade can be earned in brave mode, but if you want to do this, it's all solo. You can get all 3 of them in one run, but you don't have to do that. You can just do these 2 in one run, or you could just do this in one single one, either or. These are the 3 cows you can get in the fire ice. So here is the video here for that. So for this example here, we will be doing it on all the catalysts on legendary. Like I said, you don't have to do it on legendary. It can be done on the first one on the finding the 7 oddities on brave, or you could do it all on that legend as well. No big difference, to be honest with you. Just saves you a bit more time for the boss fight if you don't. But they did nerf the exotic mission, so it's very easy. I did everything solo, and so as the dungeon quest as well, on solo as well. So everything is soloable, but it'll just take more time, as you would think, right? So starting out in the exotic mission, before you even enter the actual exotic mission, this is for the last catalyst. If you're on legendary, I know it's a bit out of order depending on how you watch this. Of course, you won't see this part if you're not on legendary. So if you're on legendary, you should clear these imbalanced wardens first to get this one piece of the catalyst, which is for the 3rd one, which is the last one, the boss phase catalyst, basically. And then you're gonna head back out, and you're gonna just follow the path where the Scorpius is, and then you're gonna go ahead and just, instead of going to the middle area, which we just passed by, that's the correct path. We're gonna go back out where this force field is, and we're gonna kill the other hive light located in this corner. So one on the left side in the ice cave, and one out in the open on the right side of this map, basically. And then once you do that, you'll see Remnant of Darkness persists through time. So that is when you know you've got it correct. And so that is that. You're going to continue the exotic mission as you normally would, just to save some extra time, because this is a 30-minute video. And if this is a 30-minute video, then this will add upon that as well. Fight the hive as you would normally. I mean taken. I don't know why I said hive. Taken, yes. And you shoot the 4 on legendary. You shoot the 4 pillars here. You have to have a time trial. The people say you didn't need to. You did. You won't be able to. I didn't see the knights on without legendary and without the timer. It didn't really work. I don't think it did. So there's that. So they did a change where you can't cheese it. You have to go inside. So once you fall down, the timer starts. Before, the timer will start above the area here. So before we jump down here, just make sure, bring out your sword midway through. If you don't make this jump, you can just fall down and die, and you'll respawn at the top. Just make sure you have your Praxic Blade, as you need that for the entire mission, mostly. And you're gonna go ahead and follow the path here. So make sure if you do miss this jump, miss that timing there, then do just die, and then you should respawn back at where we just jumped down. Pull your Praxic Blade out, and then use it to traverse. So you're gonna touch these walls here, as you would, and you're gonna go ahead and use your right click. Don't hold it down. You could hold it down, I guess. And you should see there we have some special ammo we can pick up, and then it's 1 out of 7 oddities destroyed. Now, before we continue on with the path, like that's the correct way. You go a little bit backwards. You jump up here. You should see a wall to our right over here, and this will lead to the second one. Touch the wall to remove the wall, and you're gonna go ahead and head up here. You're gonna crouch down, hug the right wall, and then you're gonna go ahead and hit that. And then now you're gonna progress like normal. So if you can use a grapple, you can use things that go a bit faster, or eager edge sword, doesn't matter. As when you reach the first encounter, there's a rally banner, so you can swap your loadout if you want to. So have a traversal loadout if you want to make things go a little bit faster. But let's go ahead and just go a little bit ahead here. So traverse as you would, like normal. Just keep going, and you're gonna do this part like normal. Just crouch down, or you could grapple across. You're gonna try to get onto that rock right in front of us, or do the jump around the sword to the left here. And what we're gonna do is get on the rock, pretty much. And you're trying to hug the wall to the left here. So you'll see some platforms slowly pop up due to the view distance, and you're gonna try to get to the path a little bit higher. And you'll see that there'll be oddity number 3 here. There we go. Now we're going to go and progress like normal. Head inside, up the stairs, take the right to the next part, and then try not to die up here. Head on up, and we have the room that has these slants. You're going to try to get your character up here, crouch down. You're going to go and slash or attack, which will get across the gap when you're crouched. You're going to drop down. You're going to go ahead and now touch both the walls 1 time, 1 and 2. Stand a little bit back, and you're going to right click, and that should be a guaranteed hit. Get some ammo. We're going to go ahead now and drop down. Do the normal maze part, as you always would. Drop down. And you're going to do the same pattern. It's going to be to the right, to the left, middle back, to the left, and then to the right. And you should get to the top path here. Pick it up normally, as you would. My warlock skills not too good. I do this on a hunter normally, but easier, of course. And try your best to get onto this little path over here. It's a bit janky, going a little bit too high, but you should be able to mantle. And you go to the second pillar here, jump up, touch the roof, and then here's the tactic here. You're gonna walk up, hit left attack, then right attack. It's a guaranteed. So left attack or light attack, then heavy attack or throw. That should give you in position, guaranteed position to hit that always. That's what I've learned by doing that for a while. All right, now we head to the next one, the next area. If you're playing a party, you can shoot that if you want to have your team up. But other than that, you're gonna head over to the platform ahead of us, where the stairs are. We're gonna turn around, like so, and jump up here. We should make this on every class. Maybe Titan might struggle a little bit, but this is the best path to go to. So now we're going to go up here to the right. Then we're going to head across like so. And then up these rocks. Now, it could be a bit tricky to get up these rocks. Not impossible, of course, but you gotta find the right angle, I would say. Yeah, I struggle a little bit sometimes, but sword grapple might be nice, but you'll get up there. Anyways, now as people do the ricochet, it's a bit hard to do the ricochet, so I didn't do it. The correct way I usually do it, I just jump up, look up as much as you can, and just throw it up there, and it will hit it for number 6. And then we're gonna backtrack a little bit because backtracking isn't that bad. So try not to land too much because it's gonna set your spawn. So try to go as good as best as possible here, right behind this phalanx here. And what you're gonna do is just jump down and then just hit this orb. If you do it correctly, without in the first try, you'll go ahead and you'll spawn further back because, you know, strats. But you take your time if you want to, and you just head back the normal way as you would normally do. But now we have that for the first one. You can do that on Brave, or you can do it on Legend, which we're doing right now. It takes about 9 minutes. It could be maybe 8 minutes, 7 minutes, depending on your maybe faster. But there's enough time. There's enough time to do both encounters. So now we're going to be doing the second Catalyst for the Praxic Blade. As long as you're on Legendary, this should be working. So what we're doing normally when you're doing this encounter, you are balancing both the scales, both the dark and white orbs with either of two max. But with the Catalyst, what you're doing, instead of that, you're doing on purpose, messing up the balance. So what you're doing is, you know, if you know how the mechanic works, is that to get the light buff, it'll kill the same race. So if you kill the Cabal twice, you'll spawn the light orbs, or kill Taken twice, you will spawn the dark light orbs again. If you kill the Cabal and you kill a Taken in any order, you'll get the dark orb. So what you're doing, you're throwing at least 3 white orbs. 4, it doesn't make a difference, but 3 is the max to make things imbalanced. And when you make it imbalanced, you spawn in a Cabal or Taken respectively. Light is Cabal and Taken is the darkness one. And you will spawn and do that twice for uniquely for each orb. So right now we did the back white orb. Now we're going to do the front white orb. So we're going to throw 3 orbs to the front here to max it out. So there we go. 1, 2, and 3. Actually, we're going to throw all 4 because we put 1 extra in the other one. So you do need to put all 4 on this one to finish that out. And then this will spawn in a Cabal at the front here, Colossus. And you're going to go ahead and kill that, okay? Now, what this does is that it spawns, if it's working correctly, it spawns these Taken orbs in the middle pillars. As long as you see those taken orbs in the middle pillars, you're doing it right, okay? Now we're going to kill the Cabal. We're going to kill the Taken. And this now spawn the dark orbs. So I'm going to go ahead and throw at least 3 orbs into one of the circles, like so. And then this will now spawn in a Taken Knight. Dying doesn't make a big difference, just a time waster. So try to just survive, but you don't reset the entire encounter, of course, with that. This one I took the other orb because just it's the one we don't have done yet, and you get an extra orb for making it, wrong. So here is Taken Knight. We're going to go in now and kill this thing. Like so. And then we're going to go now get the last Taken orbs from the Cabal over here. So I'm going to throw at least 2 to go ahead and overload it. And this will spawn the Taken Ogre for the for the last orb. And now there is 4 orbs. Now you're going to use your Praxic Blade and break all of the orbs one time, like so. And then once you do this, you go ahead and now spawn the boss to kill in order to get the Catalyst and finish the mission, of course. So now We have spawned in the ogre. Go ahead and kill it as best as possible. It's pretty tanky, of course. Catalyst of imbalance. So once you kill it, then you'll see on there something shifts within the Praxic Vault, and now you're done that Catalyst, and you're gonna go ahead and do the mission as you normally would. You know, throw the balance both the orbs. So kill 2 Cabal or kill 2 Taken for light orbs, or kill a Cabal or Taken to spawn dark orbs. So that is pretty much the basics of it, as always. So this one had 2 already in it, so I put 2 more over here. Now balance it out. Now I gotta go ahead and do more light here. Spawn more light by killing a couple of Taken ones. So now I need to put 1 in there, and then I need to put in 2 more over there in order to get that the white light ones balance, basically the light energy balance. And there we go. And then you do the same thing now. We need dark. We're gonna kill 1 Cabal, which now we have the buff. Now we're gonna go ahead to the other side and kill 1 Taken to go ahead and get the dark orbs. Very, very simple stuff, as always. Just gotta survive, basically. And Praxic Blade makes it very possible, that is for sure. And that's it. That is the encounter for that. So continue on. We have 14 minutes left, which is more than enough time for the boss phase, of course. Now, once we pick up the balanced Octant, we can go ahead and head back. And now we're going to finish what we started in the very first, that's the 3rd Catalyst. So if you run Legendary, you should have killed the 2 Minotaurs at the beginning of the quest, or this exotic mission. And now we head back. You're going to go ahead and rotate it, or use it. And you're going to go ahead and run back out. So this would be nice if 2 people, of course, or 3 people. But you're now going to just run back to where the Minotaurs were spawned. So you're just going to take your path over here. And you're going to go ahead and take a right, as you would, to the Ice Cave. And with the Ice Cave one, this is the better one to go first, in my opinion. You just stand over here and just right click, and you should be able to hit that from here. And then you're just going to run back to the other one on the other side, as you would, where you just, instead of going to the right side, take a left, as you did for the first time for the Minotaur. And all of that, after you kill both these, you should get the light ripples deeper into the ascendant plane. You're going to head back to the boss fight like you would. So the main difference with the boss fight is, instead of just doing dark energy, you'll be doing light energy as well. And they also nerfed the boss fight to be a little bit easier with the platforms. The platforms are now solid, as you're going to see soon when you're swapping for the buffs. So do the first 3 phases normal. You're going to go ahead and just do the much damage to the next health gate, and then destroy the Cabal shield in here, basically. That is all you need to do. Do damage, and then you are good to go for the first 2 parts here. So now we're at this phase here. We're going to go ahead and head over to the Cabal side. The Cabal side is always first on this phase. You're going to go ahead and kill both of the Centaurians on this side, and this will spawn in the white orbs. The white balance scales are at the bottom of the map, so you're going to stand in a certain spot. You can stand on top of them if you want to. They are solid, and you can throw it down, but you have to jump back up. It's more safer to do that like that. But if I can find the right angle, and then you'll be good to go. But you'll do that for both sides. So now we put 2 in, which is the max amount for balancing, right? Pick up the orb. Of course, it'll be a bit tricky, you know, by yourself, and you might not be perfect about it, but you have sure enough time. 9 minutes is good enough time to finish this encounter here, basically. So, you know, classic. So you can see here, they made the platform solid. They don't disappear anymore. And they made the button a lot easier to press. So swap sides as you would with the Splinter. We're still doing white already. And then we'll kill both the Cabal, both the Taken to get both of the white ones. And you should do the throw down there. And as soon as you clear them up with the white orbs there, you are good to go. with all that. Yeah, I have some issues here. I just didn't know what I was really doing, to be honest with you, but it all works out. Then we have to go ahead and swap again to the Cabal side. We have one more light to put in. And that should be good enough. Now we need to do dark energy for the next one. So you're gonna just, what you normally need to do for this one, just push the button, head over to the Cabal side, or I mean the Taken side. I get confused every time. Kill one Taken. Then all you need to do is now just head over to the Taken button, or the button here. I don't know, I'm making things weird up. Then you head to the Cabal side, kill the Cabal. That spawns instantly. And now you have Dark Orbs. Just do the 2 and 2. So 1, 2, and then 1, and 2. And that's pretty much it. You do the 2 orbs again, you go back and swap the sides again, and then you are good to go. Do boss CPS as you would once you fill up the Dark Orbs. And then you gotta clear the room with the time left you have. And that should give you all 3 catalysts if you decide to do it all in one run. Pretty much. You should see at the end 3 boxes, 1 in the middle and then 2 on the left and the right, Hyperblade. And then make sure you pick them up. I think it picks up for everybody. I want to put upper hand in there. And now we have the final upgrades, the final perks, the final mods, whatever, final catalysts we have for the Praxic Blade. These are all found in a dungeon in a very simple way, but it's similar to Sundred Doctrine if you've done those quests for the, I don't know what it was for, but whatever. Anyways, so this is going to be for the offensive form, the Invigorating Blade, the Gyro Core, and the final catalyst Energy Conduit. Now, the main thing is that you get this quest as long as you finish the full campaign on one character. You get this quest, like what is it called, the Way Within. I forget what it's called, but something like that. The first couple steps is talk to Anor, and then finish at least one run of the Equilibrium dungeon, which can be found in the Lawless Frontier map over here. So finish one full run of this dungeon, and then you'll be able to get the next step. The next step after that is to go ahead and head over to the altar. So either before first encounter or after first encounter, you can head there at any point, but you do need to do the dungeon in general. So you're going to go ahead and head to this area. Area has always been open. Not only open if you have the quest, but always been open in terms of just the dungeon. But this door only opens once you have the first clear and you have the quest. So once you head in here, you're going to go ahead and place the object you got at the end of the dungeon. You should see it, pop up at the end. So you're going to listen to some dialogue and then good to go, or place it down, whatever, the way between. So you're going to return the relic, which is going to be in the first Blazier bowl, whatever it's called, to get some dialogue. And then after this, you have to go ahead and do a trial. All these trials are pretty much the same, basically. The first one located in the first encounter area. You're going to go ahead, you need a Praxic Blade. When you break this, you're going to be on a timer. And the way this usually works is the mechanics of the normal dungeon. You get the grenade buff, the shadow buff, whatever it's called. But the main thing, you break these these eyeballs. I don't read what it says, but you got a buff every time you break one and some more seconds for the in shadow. If you run out of time, it resets your back to a checkpoint. You don't die technically. And now what you need to do is once you break those 3 eyeballs, get some extra time and the buff for Shadow Master that's needed, you can go ahead and now break these eyes. should probably use the Sparrow or whatever, and you get a buff up and just follow the path as you normally would. The same one as before, just use this speedster to break them, and you're gonna just follow the path as you normally would, to get more of these the buff and the time increase basically. So follow along the path here, very simple stuff, and then once you reach this open area over here, you're gonna be fighting some more Taken. So jump off the speedster, park it kind of like that over there, get some more kills, get some more Forgotten Eye buff here. I suck at this game because hitting those eyeballs with the Praxic Blade is kind of a mistake, I'll be honest with you. So you got some more ads to kill here. Deal with them all, kill all of them as much as you can, as you will have to kill the Taken or the Apprentice that spawns after a bit, and then you'll use the buff because you have Shadow Master. You'll be able to get that stuff. So dispel the shield, kill the Apprentice, and then I'm going to use your Speedster, break the orb with your Sparrow. It's the same as, you know, as it has been since the first 3 rooms. Now you're in the last room now, making sure that you killed the Forgotten Eyes to increase your time, and then but also the Forgotten Eyes gives you more time, but he also gives you more in the buff. So make sure that you destroying these to get 15 seconds, and then there's some of them up here, which will, I think it's only, there's 4 in total eyeballs, but I mean, you only need like, you need all 4. Technically you need all 4 because, well, now we have master buff. I think maybe the Thrall might give you some buffs. I'm not sure. I know that in the final mission it does, but there you go. Now we have Shadow Master, and then you have to go ahead and destroy the Taken orb that spawns under the Taken force field, which I didn't see for a bit because I was, figuring this out. But you'll be able to see it right there. So you're gonna go ahead and destroy it with your sword, like so. And then you use the power like you would normally do for a dungeon. Open up that, and it just opens up. And then now you have to go ahead and clear the dungeon with this item. So every single time you pick up a relic, you have to go ahead and clear the dungeon every single time. And then you go back to the first encounter area and place it down. Then find the next one, and and keep going, which will show obviously. But beat the boss like so. Just chunk the boss forehead. Just chunk it like that. So once you place the next relic, you will get I forget what it's called. You get something. You get the next piece. What mod is it? The next form. This one's OP. This one, which we'll show in a bit, which is still a long video, but we'll show it. After the dialogue ends, you get the offensive form. Now, get the next relic in the dungeon, and then clear the dungeon and do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. So the next encounter or next trial is located where you open the doors for the space for the first time. You're going to break the orb as you would. You're going to go backwards as it's blocked off. Open the door. And similar to as we always do, we're going to go ahead and kill the Forgotten Eyes. So the Forgotten Eyes for this one is going to be spawning when you enter the room to the right side of the map. So it was behind us at the beginning there. I'm going to go ahead and destroy these guys real quick. And then you have 15 seconds. And I think there's one more to the left there. So back where we were, there's one to the right. And then once you break this one, the Bungie does are famous, or loves doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and backtrack to as more enemies have spawned in to cue that, okay, I'm gonna go this way now, and there will be Forgotten Eyes on this end of the map now. So you're gonna go ahead and break this, then use the buff to open the door, and then it will be one more Forgotten Eye behind this door. And now you're going to go ahead, now you have the Shadow Master buff, you can go ahead and remove the shield from the Apprentice, and then this will let us progress to the next area, which is where we entered in. Now will be a Taken orb at the wall that we could break now. So now, which you should prep this, you have to break open this like normal. So you have to go ahead and shoot the arc batteries or whatever charges that opens the door. Now you will head across. Now knowing all this, you should go faster because you don't have a lot of time for this. You're gonna head across like so. So you jump across as you normally would. You're gonna progress this as as done the dungeon before. You're gonna kill one of the Shadow Eyes where everybody spawned in, and you're gonna progress the area to the left area. you're gonna go ahead and find a taken wall, but take a left. You take another shadow eye. You're gonna go ahead and now take a left, because the breaking you would normally break. You could shoot it from there normally, but there's a taken wall in front of it. You shoot the other one above the door. Hitbox, please, and then there'll be no taken eye behind no shadow wall, right, like so. And then you're gonna go ahead, open the door up, kill taken eye, and that will push your shadow master. Then you're gonna take a left, open this door up, and now you should go ahead and dispel the buff from the taken, the failed apprentice, and then you're gonna go ahead and kill that thing, basically. Now, that being said, you're gonna go ahead and break open the vent here with the sword, then back up a little bit because this thing does blow up and can one-shot you. Jump down the normal way, down the pipes, and then you're gonna clear the room. This one's a bit more simpler than the other room, of course. Double checking the Scorpius, no Scorpius there. Now, also be careful with this room. This room here, you know, you could probably skip all the enemies here, but I want to go kill them. So it might be a nuisance later. But this is the window where you can get pushed out and die. I did hit it, but you can survive pretty easily. But just walking back a little bit, and then you'll be good to go. Just wait a little bit. Head to the next room, like so. And we're going to go ahead and kill the Forgotten Eyes, as you've been doing for the past couple rooms. So we have one in the back left corner, back right corner, and then maybe check out the one next to me when I entered the room, but one to the left by entering the room. Sorry, break that. And then dispel the buff, the shields. Then you're going to kill that, and then you'll break the, take an orb under the button. Make sure hitbox hits it, and then you're done. That gets you the artifacts. And now, like before, finish the dungeon. I did also, this is everything I do is solo, so this is all doing dungeon solo basically. It's not I'm a hunter though, so which I did solo as I'm a hunter. Don't have to be a different class. You can do multiple classes, but multiple classes for more chances for the exotic to drop. Alright, after clearing the dungeon again on solo, you don't have to be. You could do it with other people. I'm just saying. That's what I've been doing anyways. You get the dialogue, and then you get the drop for, what is it? Invigorating Blade. Then you're gonna go ahead and do the next step. Okay, I struggle this one solo. It took me 4 minutes to do. This is the room before, I don't even know, the big room with the big platforms. I hate this one so much. You want a weapon that can destroy these eyeballs better than a sword. Instead of actually getting the power up to become a master, shadow master, you're only using it to push off the failed apprentice for this one, basically. Unless there's a correct way to do it, you just push them off the map and it works fine. So here's, like, we pushed the first one over there because I don't see a way to get your buff up from in this room. So I'm pretty sure that's the mechanic. I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is. So what we're doing is push them off like so. And then that will progress as now these taken orbs will spawn. You're going to use the Praxic Blade because the only thing you can break them with the right click. I think I did this correct. I mean, I finished it obviously, but there's some platforms that will spawn Forgotten Eyes, not every single one. So this is the path I take to get more time and take a bit more safe route, basically. We are using Hyperblade, the Catalyst, to get some Eagle Edge, but you can also equip the Eagle Edge sword if you want to, but maybe a shotgun to break these, possibly, if you're using a not a heavy machine gun or whatever to break these Forgotten Eyes, as they're annoying to kill. With the Praxic Blade, mostly because the Praxic Blade can kill them, but you need like a little bit of space before it instead of being on top of it. So the first one, all the way to the left side, or whatever side this is, we get the first here. Try to get the Hyperblade here from this Vandal, just to get a little bit faster. Now, we play on a Warlock. I'm sure other classes might struggle with this. You could, use a grapple, possibly. This is to open the door. I think you do need it, because that does progress. Maybe that's the only thing you do need. I'm not entirely sure if we need all this. I don't know what the difference is, but it allows you to break these, so I break them. I don't know. That's what I did. So I did the 3 pieces there, and then we're going to go ahead and now break these to get either more time or whatever, more buff. Because when we did break or use those panels, it does take away some of her buff. So now we're Shadow Apprentice, and I'm just double checking what's correct or what isn't correct. I don't know. This is me trying to figure it out as I went, basically, and it's a bit sketchy. I have no idea what I was doing. So I thought there was another plan somewhere. Anyways, I was like, okay, you know what? I think that's everything. So I think you just do the 3 and then head back where you open up the area for the first time, basically. So as soon as I open that area, you should just head back. And you should be good to go. So head up there. Down the hole. And then you're going to go ahead and try to get some of the buff, basically. I don't think you need the other buff, the other areas, but I don't know, they exist for a reason, so I don't know. Honestly, no clue what they're for, but I think that's correct. Then the master buff, Blood Apprentice, and then now we should be able to hit this place over here. Use the buff to open the door. I don't know why I broke this, but there we go. And I get to the relic, and as always, now we finished the mission, and now you can go ahead and get the last part here. Oh, put it the last piece here, and this should give you the Catalyst, I'm pretty sure. See, oh, it gives you the Gyro core. Never mind, my bad. I'm a step ahead. It gives you the Gyro core, and now once you put that in, we have one last thing to do for the Catalyst. You can go ahead and activate the portal. Make sure you have the Praxic Blade equipped as you need it for this fight. Go hold down activate. And now portal opens up, and this is a little bit difficult, so here you go. Use a rally banner if you have a rally banner. I don't have any. But here we go. So what we're doing in this boss fight, this final trial here, is every time you kill a little Scion, it gives you buff for the shadow buff. And you have to go ahead and get the master version of it. And so the way it works, you gotta use your sword. You could, I mean, I think, yeah, you have to use your sword for sure. So I would recommend you could use. There's the Catalyst that gives you more hits with the blade throw, but I will say though, I would probably recommend to take off the weaken artifact thing, because I think the weaken orbs does not count as a kill. But other than that, I could be wrong. When you kill an apprentice and you break an orb, it resets your progress, or resets your, what do you call it? Resets your buff back to novice, but it opens up a shadow eye, gives you more time, and it spawns in these taken orbs above the platforms. The taken orbs will have a shadow eye or forgotten eye for you to get more time, and the platforms are needed for the damage phase for the shade of Siri, or Seer, whatever you pronounce it. Now with master buff, we're going to go ahead and dispel that taken apprentice. Make sure you kill it. And then we're going to go ahead and break the orb. Now, we need to get another master buff in order to compel the boss here. So every time we compel the boss, we do 1/3 of its immune shield. And so there is that. So get Shadow Master, hold interact to compel, and the boss will now move to the next area. Now, breaking these orbs are important because they spawn in platforms and spawn in more forgotten eyes for more time. So build up your buff. The longer, I mean, the more time we're in this area, they're gonna start, like the beginning. There's not a lot of Shadow Thrall or Shadow Scions, whatever. Now that they spawn or taken Thrall, taken whatever, they will spawn more, much more now to speed up the process. So it may seem a bit slow at the beginning. It does speed up quite a bit. So I just break all these doors just to be safe. You know, I'm never too sure if I have enough time, because there is 2 phases for this basically. So do this as normal and keep going. Build the buff, compel, yada yada, jump up, get the master buff, compel, and then you do it again for the next side. Compel again, Or actually, no, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna compel. I'm gonna kill this apprentice. I need more time. So we break the orb. Get more time. And then we get more buffs for the Master Shadow Novice buff. And now, once we get the buff for Shadow Master, this is the last compel. So we're gonna go ahead and jump up. Compel. And now the boss will move to the top platform. Now these platforms have been breaking, hopefully been breaking. You will now have a Forgotten Eye on each of them, so make sure you get enough time. I break, like roughly 3 is good enough, I would say, to get up there, but also give you more time. Up to you how much you want to break, but getting more time to at least get a minute, it does feel a bit safer. And once we get up here, you'll do boss DPS as whatever you want to use. Use your sword, probably is what they want you to use. Praxic Blade, use your ultimates. Do whatever you want. Once you get the health gates, it will now go to the next phase. And you want to do the exact same thing as you did for the first wave. It's the same thing. All the platforms despawn. You now just gotta do the same thing. Everything's the same. So obviously this would be a lot better with multiple people, but of course here we are by ourselves. There we go. And that right there should give us the final part, which is the energy conduit, which is the final part. Catalyst, we got the spare parts triumph right there, getting every single component for the Praxic Blade. Now when we interact with this, I don't know, cauldron, fountain, not fountain, but bowl here, we can now attunement. So this is, you know, whenever we do an encounter, we have a better chance, drop chance to get any of these weapons. Of course, you need the weapon first. But, of course, to go ahead and do it like that, basically. How it works. You do armor, you do weapons, and that's it. So you unlock all the upgrades there, and you unlock attunement for the dungeon, just like that. Let's showcase some of the stuff we got. So the balance form is the one we get for free. This one is very simple. When we get hurt, we get health regen. So for example, if we get a couple kills here with the sword, okay, well, that artifact mod is really that. So rapid fire blows gives you more ammo, and then it triggers health regen as well. So I think the best way to test that out is just take some damage, and then we're gonna blade throw. Okay, that was sick. There we go. In our health, I don't know, that's our health trigger, but also right again. There we go. Oh. I don't know really do anything, but it's a good one. I don't think it works. I don't think it actually works with works with the blade throw, but hey, it's whatever I guess. It's a good one for starting out, of course. Then we have the defensive form. This one lets you gain ammo, but also gives you attack. So it's like kind of similar to that one mod. What do you call it? Not mod, one perk on the sword, like the guard defense, and then you attack after it. It's pretty good. So if we do that and then we block a bit, we get ammo. If you see, we get +1 ammo, like so, and we get more damage as well, which I don't know, can't test it out, but very good mod if you are using the Refraction Core, which is very good as well. Then we have the final one, which is honestly probably the best one, the offensive form from the dungeon. This one, when you grant, when you land 3 melee throws, or 3 melee hits or throw attacks, gives you ammo, and it's very, very noticeable. So if you put in, let's say, this guy here, right? Do the combo. You see, we never run out of ammo. It's like nearly impossible to run out of ammo. you'll see that like 1, 2, 3, right click. Look at that. Like, and then if you're hitting multiple enemies, it stacks. Okay, so this is probably one where you're never gonna run out of ammo. There's no way you can run out of ammo with this with defensive form. So that one's very good, and it does more damage. It has like a vorpal weapon basically. Now we have these ones. They're very small little buffs here, and most people are probably using Forceful Blade, even though it only gives you +3. So the damage of it right now, we get 185 plus the mod here to 188. So it's just +3 damage. But if you don't think that's pretty good, then I would say either the charge rate and guard resistance, just a nice balance buff. More ammo gives you +2 ammo, which is nothing. And if you're, I guess this is more just for balance, because you could, these are just these two together, right? If you want just a balanced one, then that's good. But charge rate, I think, is when you run out of energy. So if you are going to like do this, so when you run out of charge, it'll charge faster. How much faster? I mean, that was pretty fast anyways, with that mod equipped. And then guard equals just has longer time to guard basically, and endurance resistance is more health and stuff. So either or, there is that. These are just very small buffs, nothing crazy. But then we have the big stuff. We have the core. So these cores right here apply verbs to your certain things you do. So for impact core, which is bought for the 4,000 credits, depending on the subclass you have equipped, you apply this certain verb. So right now we're on void subclass. You'll see that now they employ the weaken, which gives us more damage, and it stacks. Apparently it's good with if you have tractor cannon, you can what do you call it? Maintain the weaken with the attacks. We have bolt charge. So if you attack with the bolt charge, you'll stack it up, and then when your bolt charge is ready, you can trigger it with the sword attack, or if you are solar, you can apply scorch, and eventually you can ignite and spam ignite, which is very strong for sure. And then we have stasis, which will apply the slow, and eventually it will apply the shadow damage as well. And then for the stasis or strand one, is more for support. You apply sever, which is good for them who's doing you take less damage from them, and then they do less damage, and then you can like gain tangles as well. So there's that, and it's the same thing for the other ones as well. I think impact one's probably the best one, but if you're doing like a reflecting build with like strongholds for Titan, then you would probably go for this build here, right? So you would use the reflection defensive form, and then you would use, of course, all that stuff. I'm about to die from this. Oh my god, that was a bit scary. So there was that. So reflecting applies a verbiage, and then I'm not sure why it's not popping up, but then we have the next one, which is going to be the gyro core. So when you throw your sword, you apply the verbiage. So you're gonna apply the weekend, as you can see there. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm gonna test it out, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of curious to see how much it applies stack. So throw that. So it still takes 3 sword throws to. Okay, I'm lying to myself. 4 sword throws. Okay, I don't think there's a way to ignite. I don't. Maybe hold down right click. Okay, that's okay. So on the way back. Okay, so on the way back, that's how that works. Okay, good to know. So 1. That just does 2 bolt charges. Stasis. You can stun. You can straight up what? And then sever. All right, so there's that, and there's the snap right there. All right, so that is that for the throw one, and then we have the catalyst here. So the first catalyst, the echoing blade. This one lets you hit multiple enemies. So normally in a blade throw, without the catalyst, okay, you only hit the max amount is 3. So take off the catalyst real quick. You'll see that when we throw the sword, you want to hit 3 only, hopefully. So there's 3. That's the max you could do. But with the catalyst, you can go ahead and now hit 5. So let's see if there's a way to do this in the back here. I think it's 5 here. So okay, well, you know what I mean. Like it's the tracking depends on a lot of stuff. But normally you'll be able to hit 5 in total. And then for the next catalyst here, I don't know if I use this one, but this one is increased damage of the thrown sword for the shots on high ground. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is like the meme of, not meme, but the high ground with Anakin and Obi-Wan. I never tried it out, to be honest with you. So for a normal throw, it is 1,000 damage. Then if we're in the high ground, okay, I think that's only for reflecting shots. So let's try that. So 173 for that. We jump in the air. I don't see a difference at all, but I don't know how that works. So if it works, I don't know, but it's still doing the same damage. I never use it, so I didn't have it equipped. I'm stupid. Wow, that's crazy. That's good stuff right there. All right, now let's try. Okay, well, apparently that's cool. So okay, it does, yeah, way more damage than, yep, and now it's working. Gotcha. Cool. It doesn't weaken as well, or it does precision damage, it seems, when you're in the air. That's a weird way to do it, but I guess that makes sense. My bad. Cannot die, please. Cool. Alright, and then let's not mess this up again. The one I use all the time because it's fun, Hyperblade. This one it lets you applies a free verbiage you can play on any class basically, and you'll get amplified and eager edge basically. So if we block here, you see that we Hyperblade in the bottom left there, which lets us go further back than a normal jump, but also amplifies us, which amplifying gives you damage resistance and makes you walk faster, speed boost there. So it is very nice to have. It's nice to have, honestly. And then the last one here we have is the one we just got from Dungeon. Grants health regeneration based on number of targets hit with the thrown sword. This one's a bit hard to test, so we'll see how this works. We'll see. So we're going to go ahead and take some damage here. Throw a sword. And there you go. It heals you like that. So as soon as your sword gets back, get you back your sword, you get health based off how much you get hit. It could be good, could be bad. I don't know. I haven't played on it that much. Oops. This thing is wonky, huh? I never tried this thing at all. As you could tell. I don't know what I'm doing, bro. My aim is bad. Alright, and that's it. And that's everything. That should be everything for the Praxic Blade. Like I said, crystal stuff will go later in the different video, probably. But other than that, that is everything. Everything is shown on video. It's an hour-long video. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one to go through, huh?